We're counting down the 10 Florida cities most at risk of turning into modern ghost towns as home buyers disappear and the real estate market faces a soft collapse in 2025. From double-digit inventory surges to collapsing sales, stalled construction, and neighborhoods where homes sit unsold for months, each city on this list has earned its spot through hard data and local stories of regret, fear, and stalled deals. This isn't about sudden abandonment, but a severe, visible slowdown fueled by rising insurance, outmigration, underwater sellers, and relentless price cuts. Which city faces the harshest reality, and which declining markets show the first warning signs? Let's start at number 10. In the 10th place, Jacksonville's housing market is flashing its first warning signs. Active listings have surged 35% year over year, with the sharpest rise in older neighborhoods and low-lying suburbs along the river. Homes that once sold in weeks now linger on the market for months, and closed sales are down 18% compared to last year. Nearly 1 in 6 listings has already cut its price after sitting unsold for more than 30 days, a 14% price cut rate that's fueling anxiety among sellers. The City Council's debates over new storm hardening assessments leaked into local news last fall, spooking would-be buyers and sparking a drop in web searches for homes in flood-prone areas. Insurance premiums have climbed as much as 50% since 2021, and some carriers have pulled out entirely, leaving buyers with limited options at closing. For now, Jacksonville's slowdown is patchy. Some newer subdivisions are holding steady, but the inventory glut in vulnerable pockets is a clear red flag. Unless insurance costs stabilize and city infrastructure improves, these early-stage cracks may widen into deeper distress. Number 9. Orlando's outer suburbs and aging core neighborhoods are feeling the sharp edge of buyer withdrawal. Closed home sales have plunged 20% year over year, while contracts for new builds in pandemic-era commuter tracts are down 30%. The inventory story is even more striking. Active listings are up 50% compared to spring 2024, leaving entire blocks of for-sale signs untouched for weeks. Realtors report open houses with just 1 or 2 visitors, and some weekends pass with no showings at all. 17% of listings have already cut their price, with sellers offering concessions or temporary rate buydowns to lure hesitant buyers. Insurance premiums for older homes have jumped, but local wage growth hasn't kept pace, making monthly payments out of reach for many families. The mood is cautious. Buyers are waiting for deeper discounts, while sellers grow anxious as days on market stretch longer than at any point since 2012. Unless mortgage rates ease or insurance reform arrives, Orlando's once booming commuter belts risk sliding further into stagnation. In 8th place, Tampa. St. Petersburg is now a foreclosure hotspot, with distress spreading fastest in northern zip codes. Foreclosure filings have jumped by 70% year over year, a signal not just of slowing demand, but of mounting credit stress among homeowners. Closed sales are down 14%, and active inventory has surged 42%, leaving neighborhoods dotted with unsold homes and empty driveways. The median price cut on listings has reached 7% as sellers try to get ahead of a market that's losing momentum by the week. Local realtors report entire new subdivisions sitting half-finished, their frames exposed after builders canceled projects outside Lutz and Wesley Chapel. Redfin's housing heat score for the metro has tumbled, marking Tampa as one of Florida's fastest cooling markets. Insurance sticker shock and a softer tourism economy have only deepened the sense of risk. Unless mortgage relief or insurance reform arrives, Tampa's market may remain stuck in a cycle of forced sales and buyer retreat. Number 7. Sarasota and Bradenton are feeling the full force of Florida's insurance crisis. In just 18 months, the average premium for a waterfront home has soared by 65%, pushing monthly costs far beyond what most buyers can stomach. Insurer exits have become a routine headline. Major carriers like Farmers and FedNat have pulled out, leaving homeowners scrambling for coverage or facing last-minute deal failures. Sales volume has dropped 22% year over year, with some new home contracts in planned communities off by nearly 40%. The inventory story is just as stark. Active listings have doubled since early 2024, and nearly 1 in 5 properties has already reduced its price. Legal filings over failed closings are now common, as buyers discover they can't secure affordable insurance even after going under contract. Condo owners face a second wave of pain, with special assessments for insurance and repairs sometimes topping $30,000 per unit. In this environment, open houses go empty, and sellers are left wondering if relief is even possible without state or federal intervention. For now, cost shock, not just price, freezes Sarasota's market in place. Number 6. Fort Myers and Cape Coral are now defined by a market that simply won't move. Transactions have dropped 28% year over year, making it one of the steepest sales collapses in the state. Active listings have surged 60%, and the typical home now sits unsold for over 95 days. Triple the pace of just 2 years ago. A quarter of all listings have already cut their price at least once, as owners grow desperate to attract even a single offer. One local homeowner, Jennifer S., listed her house in January 2024. After 4 price drops in 6 months and just 1 showing in July, she finally sold at a loss, forced out by a job relocation and unable to wait out the market. Stories like hers are common, as open houses pass with no visitors and new construction sites untouched for months. The pressure from hurricane recovery costs and some of the highest flood insurance premiums in Florida has pushed many would-be buyers to the sidelines. Unless insurance costs fall or in-migration returns, the spiral of long days on market and repeated price cuts is likely to continue, leaving sellers facing hard choices and neighborhoods with more empty driveways than moving vans. Number 5. West Palm Beach and the wider Palm Beach County are now confronting a luxury inventory wave that few anticipated. Active listings in the county's most affluent zip codes have soared, with some brokerages reporting inventory up over 45% compared to last year. The slowdown is sharpest in the high-end market, where homes once sold quietly through private showings or off-market deals. Now, even waterfront estates and new construction in gated enclaves are sitting unsold for months. Closed sales are down 16% year over year, and the median sale price has slipped by 8%, a signal that even deep-pocketed buyers are holding back. Nearly 1 in 5 listings has already recorded at least 1 price cut, as sellers try to stay ahead of a market that's lost its sense of urgency. Realtors describe open houses in the summer of 2025 with no visitors, and some agents have begun offering luxury incentives, like club memberships or 6-figure decorating allowances, to entice buyers off the sidelines. The insurance burden here is especially high, with annual premiums for larger homes now topping $20,000 in many cases. Outmigration among wealthy owners, driven by both cost and climate anxiety, has left pockets of empty mansions and half-filled condo towers along the intracoastal. While a handful of cash-rich neighborhoods may find their footing sooner, the broader luxury segment faces a glut that could linger well into 2026, unless mortgage rates drop or insurance reform brings relief. The high-end market, once immune to downturns, is now exposed, and the ripple effects are only beginning to show. Number 4. Naples and the wider Collier County are facing a luxury inventory tsunami that's reshaping the high-end market. Active listings for homes priced above $2 million have surged nearly 90% compared to last year, a pace that far outstrips anything seen in South Florida's other affluent enclaves. High-end closings have dropped 24% year over year, leaving a growing backlog of unsold estates and penthouses. Sellers are feeling the pressure. 21% of luxury listings have already cut their price, some by six figures, as the days on market stretch past previous records. In late 2024, a prominent Naples agent posted MLS screenshots warning of an inventory tsunami, igniting a fierce debate among local brokers. Some clients pulled their listings in protest, while others demanded more aggressive marketing or deeper discounts. The mood has shifted from quiet confidence to open anxiety, with whispers of a stalled market circulating at country clubs and real estate offices alike. Insurance premiums for waterfront properties have soared, and buyers are now questioning whether the market will find a bottom before 2026. While entry-level and mid-tier homes in certain neighborhoods are still moving, the luxury segment faces a level of oversupply and price resistance not seen in over a decade. Unless mortgage rates fall sharply or insurance relief arrives, Naples' high-end market may remain stuck, with sellers forced to chase the market down as buyers wait for deeper bargains. Coming to the top three. Lakeland and Polk County stand as a warning for what happens when builder confidence vanishes almost overnight. By early 2025, the number of new residential permits had dropped sharply, with some local analysts estimating a fall of nearly 50% from the previous year. Construction crews packed up, leaving entire subdivisions between Lake Alfred and Bartow frozen in place, bare lumber frames exposed to the elements, their futures uncertain. At Spring Valley Estates, the silence is broken only by the wind moving through unfinished walls, after a lender pullout halted progress indefinitely. Sales volume has also collapsed, down 31% year over year, while active listings have ballooned by 75% since 2024. 18% of homes on the market have already cut their price, as sellers chase a shrinking pool of buyers. City Council minutes from late 2024 reveal heated debates over how to handle mounting infrastructure costs for neighborhoods that may never be completed. Social media posts from frustrated residents document abandoned sites and empty streets, fueling anxiety about the area's future. Unlike the luxury-driven slowdown seen elsewhere, Lakeland's crisis is rooted in physical abandonment, a supply-side crash where optimism has been replaced by caution. Builders have frozen spending, and new permits are scarce. For now, the market remains stuck between oversupply and buyer withdrawal, with little hope for a quick turnaround, unless population inflows return or mortgage rates drop. The unfinished frames dotting Polk County are a stark reminder that the housing slowdown here isn't just about numbers, it's about places left behind. In second place, Vero Beach and Sebastian are facing a demographic shift that's now visible in every corner of the housing market. Over the last 3 years, more than 2,000 residents have filed change of address requests with the Postal Service, marking a rare net out-migration for these Atlantic coast towns. Local brokers describe the mood as anxious. Listings have doubled since 2024, but the pool of buyers keeps shrinking. The median home sits unsold for over 60 days, and closed sales are down 27% year over year. 15% of all listings have already cut their price, with some sellers offering closing cost credits or rate buy-downs just to attract a single showing. The reasons go beyond numbers. Young families and service workers are leaving, drawn away by lower insurance premiums and steadier jobs in Georgia or Alabama. One couple, featured in the Indian River Press, described their decision to relocate after their homeowner's insurance quote jumped by $2,400 in a single renewal. Retirees, once the backbone of the local market, are hedging their bets too. Some selling second homes, others postponing moves to avoid future cost spikes. Open houses that once buzzed with seasonal buyers now pass quietly, with agents reporting entire weekends without a single visitor. The feedback loop is powerful. As more homes sit empty and word spreads of neighbors moving out, confidence in the market erodes further. Unless insurance relief arrives or migration patterns reverse, Vero Beach and Sebastian may see the slide deepen, leaving neighborhoods quieter and local businesses searching for customers. If the trend continues, the social fabric of these towns could be at risk, not just their real estate values. And finally, in first place, Port Charlotte stands as the starkest warning for Florida's housing market in 2025. Entire blocks now sit idle, their for sale signs faded by the sun, with little movement for months at a time. The unsold to listed ratio here has quietly climbed to the highest in the region. Some neighborhoods now report 2 to 3 times the usual number of homes on the market, yet buyer activity remains nearly absent. In May and June, local realtors counted dozens of open houses without a single visitor, and the silence on once busy streets is broken only by the hum of lawn crews tending vacant yards. The price cut cycle has grown to relentless. Between 15 and 20% of listings now see their first reduction within just 60 days, a pace that outstrips even nearby coastal markets. Sellers who once hoped for bidding wars have been forced to reset expectations, often slashing asking prices by 5 to 10% in a matter of weeks. The median days on market has surged past 80, more than double the historical average for this part of Charlotte County. For many, the waiting game has become a test of endurance, as each week without an offer brings new anxiety and sharper discounts. Behind these numbers lies a deeper set of pressures. Insurance premiums have soared, with some homeowners facing annual bills that rival their mortgage payments. After the last major hurricane, several carriers withdrew from the region, leaving buyers scrambling for coverage or abandoning deals at the closing table. Local amenities, from golf courses to small businesses, have shuttered or cut hours as the population thins. The appetite for redevelopment has faded, and a sense of uncertainty hangs over the community. Realtors now openly warn that Port Charlotte's slowdown is not a passing phase but a structural shift. Unless state or federal intervention brings relief on insurance and risk management, the market here may remain locked in a cycle of high inventory, rapid price cuts, and visible abandonment. For buyers, the lesson is caution. Not every discount signals value when future costs are unknown. For sellers, realism is now the only strategy. Port Charlotte's story is no longer about hidden potential. It is about surviving the hardest test Florida's housing market has faced in a generation. From Jacksonville's early warning signs to Port Charlotte's stark unsold home surge, our countdown has traced the severe slowdown sweeping Florida's housing market. Across all 10 entries, a clear pattern emerges: soaring inventory, falling sales, and relentless price cuts, often paired with rising insurance costs and out-migration, are turning once bustling neighborhoods into near ghost towns. The most shocking cases, like Lakeland's abandoned projects and Vero Beach's net loss of 2,000 residents, show how quickly a local slowdown can spiral into visible distress. What qualified each city was a measurable collapse in demand and a sharp mismatch between homes on the market and buyers willing to commit. While the decline isn't uniform, the data points to a broader truth. Affordability pressures, stalled migration, and mounting ownership costs are reshaping Florida's real estate landscape. For buyers and sellers alike, the lesson is clear. Fundamentals matter more than ever, and recovery will depend on restoring balance between inventory, pricing, and local demand.